Hello, my dear viewers, and welcome back to this late death battle. And let's not just waste any time and just get right into it.
Huh? Hey, buddy, do you mind? You're hogging my spotlight here.
You look like an idiot.
Oh, I get it. You want to take on the champ to boost your street cred, right? Oh, okay. Well, if it's a fight you want, it's a fight you'll get.
The pavement will be stained with your blood.
What? Wait, is this guy serious? Thank you! Thank you! All right, douchebag, you want some of this? Let's see how far you fly!
You hit like a girl.
Did you just punch me into next week? Or a million next weeks?
I'm ending this farce.
Come on! You serious?
I set this up while you were playing Roadkill. Funny how time travel works.
Oh, hey! I can do that too! In fact, it's kind of my thing. So, here's an army of me's from every second we've fought so far.
Enough! Turn those shields off!
Oh, no! A voice in my head must remove for speed! No!
Finally, your time just ran out. What?
Oh, wait. Did you think you made me turn my force field off? No, it's too strong for that. I gave it to you.
I'll see you in hell, you goddamn golden asshole!
Haha! Boost terrific!
Okay, now before the death battle fans kill me, I want to get this out of the way. There is some good stuff in this episode. So, let's talk about some of that good stuff, okay? Now, some stuff that I did like or think was good. Number one is Boomstick's reaction to the fight. It's a little thing, but it was mildly enjoyable to see his reaction to a character winning that he really didn't expect to win or seem to hope would win, because it kind of makes me feel like Boomstick for once is in the shoes of what it feels like to be us when we watch a character either get fucked over or we don't expect to win. Now, it's a little thing, but I do kind of enjoy that because for once it makes me feel like Wiz and Boomstick knows how it feels. Now, I know in real life, they have said out of character that they have seen characters that they enjoy get killed, and that's fine, but it's nice to see their characters give that reaction because it's the same reaction that the audience is most likely giving, which is a nice little thing. Another thing I really enjoyed was the banter and dialogue back and forth between Cable and Booster Gold. Now, this is something I like because these two actually seem to have a dynamic going. It's not two people with the exact same personality going back and forth and the dialogue is not boring. I like the idea that you have Cable, who is this super serious gruff badass, going up against this other guy who basically takes nothing seriously because Booster Gold is not a traditional superhero. He's kind of like Deadpool in the sense that he doesn't really take much of anything seriously, and it does kind of remind me of the banter and the back and forth between Deathstroke and Deadpool from one of the best death battles of all time. And I like that we have an episode here that reminds me of the good dialogue back and forth between the characters that reminds me of actual good episodes like Joker versus Sweet Tooth or Deadpool versus Deathstroke, as I just mentioned. Now, I know some people might wonder, why mention dialogue or banter? It seems like such a tiny thing. Well, the reason why is because it helps add to the immersion and helps add to the authenticity that we truly believe that these two characters are fighting, and it's not just somebody saying like, oh, here's two animated versions of this character, and I'm just gonna throw some random bullshit dialogue, or in some cases, none at all. It adds to the idea that we are seeing these two characters fight, and it's nice to see the personalities of these two characters interact with one another, which I really enjoy. These are the kind of dynamics that I was trying to explain in my episode, What Makes a Good Death Battle Matchup. When you have dynamics like Booster Gold versus Cable, it helps add to the entertainment, and I enjoy that. Another thing I really enjoyed was the way the fight ended. I thought the way that Cable was defeated was very creative, and I like seeing more creative deaths from Death Battle. One thing I always enjoyed was seeing what kind of ridiculous way we would watch one of these characters die, and I do think the getting killed by the force field was very clever, and I absolutely did not expect that to happen. So really big thumbs up on that one, guys. More creative deaths like this. So that was another really cool thing that I enjoyed in this episode. And for what it's worth, the voice acting was also pretty solid, especially with Cable. Now, I'm not certain if this is necessarily voice acting or they took clips from a video game. Either way, it was still enjoyable, although it would be a lot better if it was revealed that this was the work of voice actors. If not, then that's a little bit lame. But with that out of the way, let's get into the bad. And the first thing I'm always going to mention is the matchup. Now, this is something I've been criticizing Death Battle for so long. These godforsaken trendy matchups. How, once again, Death Battle, Marvel versus DC. How many times? How many fucking times are we gonna do this, Death Battle?
Did I ever tell you definition of insanity.
Seriously, how many times have you guys done this? Like what, 30 times? I know Death Battle defenders try to tell me that they don't do Marvel versus DC as often as you think. Yeah, they do. I would say if you rounded up every Death Battle ever made, I bet you at least 30 to 40%, probably close to 50% of their Death Battles would consist of Marvel versus DC matchups in some capacity. Death Battle. The war is over. DC has made its point. DC is the superior universe. How many more times are we going to have to see Marvel vs. DC before you move on to something different? Now, this isn't to say I'm against comic book matchups. It's just that, why does it always have to be Marvel vs. DC? Like, I get it that Marvel and DC are the two big comic book universes, but there's other comic book brands out there like Image Comics. Like, why is it always Marvel versus DC? Oh, right, because it's trendy and it's an easy way to get views, especially in regards to the Marvel fan base. Although this also works against you, Death Battle, because every time a Marvel character dies, you constantly piss off said Marvel fan base, but that's besides the point. Another thing that was pointed out to me, and that they reference in the episode, is that apparently a movie about Booster Gold recently came out that was not brought to my attention until this Death Battle came out. So, just like with Batman vs. Black Panther, Death Battle is jumping on a trend for the sake of views, because people are going to be talking about the Booster Gold movie, and it's an easy way to get views, or it just comes off as them indirectly promoting the movie. Now, I'm not saying they are promoting the movie, it just comes off as indirectly them doing so. And I just get so sick and tired of these trendy matchups, because they get so old so fast, especially when you know that DC is a unfairly broken universe, and it leads to a sense of, well, I already know who's gonna win, because DC has made its point clear that when it comes to comic book universes, at least, DC is top dog. They are the top of the food chain, so to speak. And Marvel has done very little in regards to catching up. So why even continue this? But whatever, I guess. And moreover, as I showed during the fight, the animation. Once again, sprite animation, because of course sprite animation. Because, again, quick, easy, and it just allows Death Battle to just keep spamming Death Battles, because sprite animation is the easiest thing to make, and it's fast. And I want to make that clear, because a lot of Death Battle defenders always wonder why I criticize sprite animation, at least when Death Battle does it. And my answer to that always is, because it's cheap, it's restrictive, it's fast, and it's never going to look as good as 3D or homemade animation. But even when Death Battle does do something homemade, it looks fucking stupid. Look at this shit. Are you fucking joking with this shit, Death Battle? Like, is this supposed to be so bad that it's good, or are you trying to be serious with this? Like, this looks like something I would see on fucking Newgrounds, okay? That's what this looks like, a fucking Newgrounds animation. Like, holy shit, I've seen DeviantArt shit that looks better than this. And I know some Death Battle fans will come to me in the comment section saying, oh, it's such a tiny little thing. Why do you care so much? Because it highlights something I have been talking about for so long. That's been one of Death Battle's biggest problems. how they constantly put themselves on a time crunch, and it leads to the animators having to rush this shit out the fucking door, and the animators can't take their time with it. You're seriously telling me, Death Battle, that you couldn't find a sprite for a fucking dinosaur? I find that highly unlikely, considering how many Jurassic Park games were on Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. Don't tell me you can't find a fucking decent sprite for a dinosaur. And why is it that when you do decide to do homemade animation, why do you waste it on this? Why not just make the whole fight homemade? Why? For what fucking reason? This shit boggles my mind, Death Battle. I can't for the life of me figure out what the fuck Death Battle is thinking in their head. Like, do they actually think that this looks good? Or is it that Death Battle knows that their fans will defend them no matter what, or their fans will just use the excuse that Death Battle is an internet show, or they don't have enough money, or whatever ridiculous excuse they could pull out of their ass, because there is no excuse for this. And the plain simple truth is, this is a result of not giving animators enough time. This looks like a fucking coloring book. I wouldn't be surprised if one of your animators found a coloring book page for a fucking dinosaur, colored it in, made a few frames of it, and said, fuck it. Because there's no way that you can be serious with this. I know Death Battle can do better. They've shown that they have the ability to do better. But it's either, again, Death Battle doesn't care, or the more likely reason is they keep putting themselves on a crunch with these let's shit out a Death Battle every 2 weeks. Whatever happened, Death Battle, to just taking your time? Whatever happened to that? Why do you have to do this every 2 weeks? Why do you gotta force yourself on a schedule like this? I can't fucking comprehend this. Like, I'm pretty sure if you took your time with this, it would look a lot better. And Death Battle fans, you deserve a lot better. Stop taking it up the ass when it comes to Death Battle. Speak out against this and you will get better episodes. This isn't just me hating on Death Battle just to hate on them. This is me pointing out glaring problems that I've been talking about for years now. And most of the other animation is not that much better. I mean, yeah, I guess for sprite animation standards, it's okay, but due to the restrictive nature of sprite animation, there's not really a whole lot you can do with it, which is disappointing. This fight could have been so much more, especially when you consider you have the concept of two people who can time travel. This is the best that Death Battle can come up with? Seriously? I mean, sure, there were some bits that were clever. I liked the moment when Booster Gold made a shit ton of clones of himself from different periods of the fight. Stuff like that was kind of neat. However, there wasn't enough of it. Like, you have two time-traveling warriors and you couldn't do anything better than this. You had to recycle something that you did all the way back with Doctor Doom versus Darth Vader, another shit death battle of, oh, let's time travel back to the prehistoric times. Really, Death Battle? You couldn't have come up with something more clever than that? Again, wasted opportunity. There's so much more that could have been done here. I don't get it. And everything else, the music is okay, but nothing special, but I guess it gets the job done. But what mostly gets me with this death battle is the matchup and the animation and wasted opportunity. My final rating for this will be a 4 out of 10. At best, this could pass for a average filler death battle, but due to some of the nonsense with the animation, the repetitive, trendy death battle ideas that show just a lack of creativity on Death Battle's part, and they're just going back to what they know will get them views. And yes, I understand Death Battle fans. I know what Death Battle is going for. Two superheroes that are time-traveling warriors. I get that. And you also have the angle of one being serious, one being a joke. That's fine and all. But I feel like, again, with all this trendy matchup stuff, it doesn't seem to me that Death Battle did this because they honestly thought it would be a good fight. Otherwise, it would show in the animation. They just did this because they knew that they could always rely on doing Marvel vs. DC and doing death battles around the same time movies come out because it will get them views. It's the same reason why they constantly find every excuse to use Deadpool. It's not because they actually like Deadpool, it's just because they know that Deadpool is hot and will guarantee them views. Because remember, Death Battle gets paid in views. And I just look at this and all I see is, again, more wasted potential because Death Battle has to shit this out every 2 weeks. I feel like if Death Battle actually took their time with these matchups, maybe we could have gotten something a little bit more special here. I would have been willing to let some of the stuff in the animation go if the fight itself was cool, and while there were some moments in this fight that I enjoyed, I cannot stress this enough, there is some good here, but there could have been more. And as a result, I'm giving it a 4 out of 10 because there could have been more done here. While I did enjoy the banter back and forth between the characters, I liked the creative ending of the fight. I loved Boomstick's reaction. There's just not that much here. And supposedly, I've been hearing rumors that Death Battle fucked up and may or may not have fucked over Cable. Now, I won't get too much into that here, but if it gets revealed that Death Battle did fuck over Cable, expect a debunking video. Right now, I'm busy dealing with Esdeath versus Gray, but I can promise you, if they did fuck up the research, you can count on a debunking coming out. But, with that being said, what did you guys think? Do you think that this is a good Death Battle and maybe I'm just being a little bit too harsh or cynical like the Death Battle fans think I am? Or do you agree with me that this was once again more wasted potential and we could have gotten more here if Death Battle just honestly took their time? Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys around for the next Death Battle episode.